Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unpack the latest financial news and get to the bottom of what it all means for you and me. Today we are diving into a company that seems to have dodged a bullet with its stock. Let's see what really happened. On the 15th of October, R.Y.V.Y.L Incorporated, or the company as they call themselves, put out some news that they hope will keep them on the stock market. But what does this really mean for their future and for investors? Let's break it down. So, the big day was the 15th of October 2025. This is when R.Y.V.Y.L announced something pretty significant. This is the company we are talking about, R.Y.V.Y.L Incorporated. They are registered in Nevada and have been around for a bit. Their main line of business in terms of what we are looking at today is dealing with the US Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC. This is the government body that oversees the stock market. This filing is a Form 8K, think of it as a current report. Basically, if something major happens that investors need to know about right away, companies have to file this. It is not like their usual yearly or quarterly reports, which are much longer. This is for breaking news. This is the full legal name of the company. This tells us where the company was officially created or incorporated. This is their specific file number with the SEC. It is like their unique ID in the system. This looks like their employer identification number, or EIN. It is like a social security number for businesses used for tax purposes in the United States. This is the company's main address, where their headquarters are located. This is just clarifying that the previous detail is their main office address. This is the company's main phone number. Now, this part gets interesting. It talks about the company's stock. This is the most common type of stock people buy in a company. The par value is a very small, mostly symbolic amount. This is the ticker symbol investors use to find the stock. So, the ticker for R.Y.V.Y.L Incorporated is R.V.Y.L. This is what you type into a stock trading app to find their shares. This tells us where the stock is traded. They are listed on the NASDAQ, which is one of the major stock exchanges. This specifies which part of the NASDAQ they are on. The capital market, which often has companies that are growing or might be smaller. This is a box they check to say if they are a smaller company that gets some special treatment or less strict rules. They have not checked this box, meaning they are not considered an emerging growth company under these specific rules. Alright, this is where the actual story begins. This section is all about other events, the stuff that does not fit neatly into other categories, but is still important. Here it is, the big news. On the 15th of October, R.Y.V.Y.L Inc announced that they got a direct investment from another company, RTB Digital Incorporated. And because of this investment, the NASDAQ Stock Exchange told them they now meet the required amount of shareholder equity. This is huge because it means the threat of their stock being removed or delisted from the NASDAQ has been lifted. Imagine your stock being taken off the main market. That is usually a very bad sign for investors. So this is a major relief for R.Y.V.Y.L. This just tells us that the actual press release is included with this filing as an exhibit, meaning it is part of the official record. Now, this is a standard legal section you see in almost all these filings. It is basically a warning. This means the report contains statements about what the company hopes will happen in the future, not what has already happened. These are predictions or plans. So when they talk about their future strategies, their beliefs, or what they expect to happen, these are considered forward-looking statements. This includes their plans to stay on the NASDAQ. The reason for this warning is that things can change, and these future predictions might not come true. This last part is important. They are not promising to update these future predictions if things change. They are saying, here is what we think will happen, but don't hold us to it if reality turns out differently. It's smart legal protection for them. This section is about what documents are included with this report. This specifically lists the extra documents. This is the exhibit number. This is the press release we talked about. It is probably the most important piece of paper attached to this filing besides the 8K itself. This is a description of what the exhibit is. So, Exhibit 99.1 is the press release from the 15th of October that announced the good news about the NASDAQ. This is another exhibit number. This is an electronic file format that helps computers read the document. It is more for the SEC's internal systems usually. This is the part where company officials sign off saying that they are responsible for the information in the report. This is just legal speak to say that the right person from R.Y.V.Y.L Incorporated has signed this report, making it official. The report was officially signed on the 16th of October, just a day after the news broke. The company name appears here again as the signatory. This indicates who is signing. This symbol usually means a signature is on file electronically. This is the name of the person signing. And this is his title, the Chief Financial Officer. He is the top financial person in the company. This is just the page number. So what is the big picture here for R.Y.V.Y.L Incorporated? They were in danger of being delisted from the Nasdaq, which is a serious threat to any publicly traded company. It means fewer people can easily buy and sell their stock, and it often signals bigger problems. The good news is that an investment from RTB Digital Incorporated seems to have provided the boost they needed to meet Nasdaq's requirements for shareholder equity. This means they get to stay on the Nasdaq, at least for now. However, this filing is very light on financial details. It doesn't give us hard numbers on revenue, profit, or debt. The core of this report is the news that they avoided delisting. It is a positive development, but it doesn't tell us whether the company is truly healthy or profitable. The investment from RTB Digital is what saved them from immediate delisting, but we don't know the terms of that investment or if it addresses any deeper financial issues. When we look at this, we have to ask ourselves, is this a sign of a turnaround or just a temporary fix? The fact that they needed a significant investment to meet basic listing requirements suggests they might have been struggling financially to begin with. While their stock is safe on the Nasdaq for now, the real test will be whether they can generate enough business and profit to stand on their own feet without needing rescue investments. It's a bit like a patient in the hospital needing a blood transfusion. They are alive and stable thanks to the transfusion, but the underlying reason they needed it still needs to be addressed. For R.Y.V.Y.L, avoiding delisting is like getting that transfusion. It buys them time. The question is, what will they do with that time? Will they use it to improve their core business, or will they keep relying on external help? Considering the lack of detailed financial data on this specific filing, it is hard to give a firm opinion on their long-term strength. However, the reliance on a strategic investment to remain listed is a substantial point of caution. It highlights a potential weakness in their organic growth and financial stability. The opportunity here is that they are still listed and can access capital markets, but the risks are clear if they cannot demonstrate sustainable profitability moving forward. In conclusion, RYVYL Inc. has successfully navigated an immediate crisis by securing an investment and avoiding delisting from the Nasdaq. This is a short-term win. However, investors should remain watchful, as this filing provides little insight into the company's fundamental operational performance. The real assessment of RYVY. Future will depend on their ability to grow their business organically and improve their financial health in the coming quarters. Alright, that is our breakdown of this RYVYL filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments if this analysis was valuable. Hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.